Peace be upon you all, dear brothers and sisters. Welcome and thank you for joining me today. Sit back, open your hearts, and listen carefully, because what I am about to share with you is not imagination, it is a true story filled with lessons, kindness, and faith. Let us begin. 90 years ago, a young truck driver set out to carry pilgrims, but one decision he made on the road to Makkah changed the destiny of generations after him. Who was he, and what did he do? The title of today's story is A Hajj on a Stranger's Back. I sat with a man named Muhammad bin Hadi bin Falah Al-Harbi. He told me that his grandfather, Falah, did something in our family that changed the old family situation and led to a new life for the family. He said, "My grandfather Falah and his family used to live in Medina al-Munawwara. This was about 90 years ago. At that time, he was around 25, 26, or 27 years old. He had a lorry truck. This lorry was used to carry pilgrims. You know, the kingdom is large and the Hajj roads were very hard and not paved back then. This was after people stopped using camels. These big trucks were used for Hajj trips instead of camels. Falah used to go to Buraida with his lorry to carry pilgrims. That year, he took a group of women and a group of men among the passengers. Was a man named Rashid al-Islami al-Shamari and his wife Hasna. They were old, and Falah started the journey to Makkah. The road was rough and not paved. Before they reached Taif, Rashid al-Shamari became sick. He got a very high fever. They had no doctors, no healers, and no medicine. All their treatment was traditional. They tried to treat Rashid, but the fever continued until they all reached the Miqat. When pilgrims reach the Miqat, they wash, wear ihram, and make the intention for Hajj or Umrah. The people got down and started preparing. Hasna, Rashid's wife, was sitting with Rashid. Even though his fever became lighter, he was still sick and could not do Hajj. Hasna sat beside him and cried and cried and cried. Falah, the lorry driver, passed by and saw her crying. He said, "Aunt, why are you crying?" She said, "I am crying because my husband is sick. I cannot do Hajj without him, and I cannot leave him. All my life I wanted to do Hajj. We were poor and I could not do Hajj until this year. Now Allah brought me to the Miqat and I cannot do Hajj." Falah said, "Aunt, inshallah, you will do Hajj." She said, "How, my son?" He said, "With Allah's permission, you will do Hajj, wear ihram, and make the intention for Hajj." She did not know what was happening. She and her husband prepared. Rashid wore his ihram and Hasna prepared. As you know, women wear stitched clothes for ihram. Then they went for Hajj. Falah carried Rashid on his back and began all the Hajj rituals until he finished them completely with Rashid on his back. Imagine that. Hasna was very happy. The world was not big enough for her happiness because she was doing Hajj with her husband, but she also felt sad for the young man who gave himself to carry her husband. After finishing Hajj, the group rode the lorry and returned on the road to Buraida in Al-Qasim. When they reached Buraida, Falah dropped all the passengers, said goodbye, and the relationship ended. But then he turned to Rashid al-Islami and his wife Hasna and said, "Uncle, please let me take you home." They said, "You have done enough. We do not want to trouble you." He said, "I want to complete what I started. Maybe Allah will have mercy on us." He insisted and took Rashid, Hasna, and others who wanted to go to the same destination. When they reached home, the people insisted that Falah must stay with them for 3 days. He stayed and they honored him well. When Falah wanted to leave, Hasna al-Shamari said, "Falah, where are you going?" He said, "I am going to my family in Medina. My father and mother are waiting for me and miss me very much." She said, "You will not go until I marry you to my daughter." She had 4 daughters. At that time, women were few, widows were married quickly, and divorce was very rare. If a woman was divorced, someone else would marry her right away. So Falah married Muwaidi al-Shamari and they had a wedding. After staying for some time, Falah took his wife and went to Medina. When he arrived, he told his parents and brothers the whole story. They were happy, congratulated him, and were proud of his beautiful action. His brother Manawar said, "I am older than you and you married before me." Falah said, "What is best, Manawar?" Manawar said, "I will ask to marry her sister so we can stay together." They agreed, left Medina, went to Ha'il, and met Rashid al-Islami al-Shamari. They asked him, and Rashid said, "With pleasure and honor. Falah and anyone from Falah are welcome." He agreed. So Muwaidi and Latifa, the 2 sisters, married the 2 brothers, Falah and Manawar. Falah had a son named Hadi, and Hadi had children, including Muhammad, who told me this story. Truly, Falah changed the history of this family. These are real stories, they are real stories, and they remain real stories. Here are 3 lessons from the story. 1. Selfless kindness changes lives. Falah's willingness to carry Rashid shows that one act of generosity can make a huge difference. 2. True nobility is shown in helping others. Helping someone in need, even at personal effort, is a sign of strong character. 3. Faith and determination overcome obstacles despite sickness and hardships. Hasna and Rashid were able to complete Hajj with support and trust in Allah. Be inspired by Falah's kindness. Share this story with someone who needs hope today. Comment below, which part of Falah's story touched your heart the most? Don't miss more real stories like this. Subscribe and turn on notifications for our next inspiring tale.